Hey guys, it's Ollie and this is probably going to be the first video on my new channel. Basically what I want to do with this channel is look at the Rugby League, Super League in England, well the Northern Hemisphere actually now, the NRL in Australia, the NFL in the US and the NHL in North America, and kind of look at kind of reactions to maybe certain games, predictions of what I expect in the season. This is what this video is going to be. This is my predictions for the 2018-2019 NFL season. As you can see, I've done all my predictions, and then I'm going to be going through what I think those playoff games are going to run. I'm also going to do a video on how I think all the games in the first week are going to go. I've already predicted them, but I'm going to talk about how I think they're going to go. So yeah, let's get into this. So I'm going to do the AFC first here. So in the North, I have the Ravens on 11 and 15, Steelers on 11. I have the Ravens on 11 and 5, Steelers on 11 and 5, the Browns on 9 and 7. A winning season for the Browns. Bold prediction, I know, but I'm going with it. And the Bengals having a bit of a shitty season on 2 and 14. Now that's mainly based on, I think they are better than that, but teams have to lose games, so that's what I predicted them on. So the Ravens are the only team in that division to make the playoffs. So in the South, you've got the Jags on 14 and 2, the Texans on 13 and 3. See, I think they're both very likely because the Jags and the Texans are both going to be very good teams this season. The Texans on 10 and 6, no, the Titans on 10 and 6 have a good run, but not quite enough to make the playoffs. Colts on 3 and 13. I don't think they're going to do that badly, but I kind of thought that towards the end they might start trying to tank for better draft spots. In the East, surprise surprise, the Patriots win, but they only get 11 and 5, which isn't that good for the Patriots. The Jets do surprisingly well and get 5 and 11. Dolphins do 4 and 12, and the Bills have 2 and 14. Again, I think they're not going to have a strong start to the season, and they've got a bit of a rough schedule, so they might not end up making so won't be able to do well at the start, and they're going to start tanking a bit more. So the Patriots are the only team to make the playoffs there. Oh, in the South, the Jaguars make it, obviously winning the division, and then the Texans get the wildcard spot. So in the West, now I'm not 100% sure how. I think these two divisions, I'm probably going to into the winners of these divisions. Pretty easy to predict, but this one, I've got the Chargers on 11 and 5, the Raiders on 11 and 5, but coming second to the Chargers because of divisional record. The Broncos on 7 and 9 because I think Case Keenum's going to do well for them, and the Chiefs having a bit of a bad season on 13 and 3. The Raiders are able to get a wildcard spot. So the NFC, I think the NFC is looking stronger. It has better teams in it, but the AFC is still going to be very competitive though. So you've got the Vikings winning the division because I think they're going to be looking for a playoff run, and they're going to be aiming for a Super Bowl in the next few years. So they get 13 and 3. Packers also get 13 and 3, meaning that they get a wildcard spot, and they're going to have a very strong chance. And because Aaron Rodgers is going to want to get another ring, I think the Packers are going to do well. The Bears have got 8 and 8. I think they don't do as well at the end of the season because some of the other teams start to perform better. And the Lions on 6 and 10, which isn't bad at the end of the day considering the bottom of the. I have them as bottom of the division. Oops. So we've got the Saints winning the division on 9-7. The Panthers coming second on 9-7, but not being able to make the playoffs. The Falcons on 6-10, and the Bucks on 1-15, and that being the worst season out of any of the teams. I think the Bucks are going to have the worst record. So in the East, the Eagles win. I don't see the team that won the Super Bowl maintaining most of its key players and that not being able to win their division. So the Giants managed to come second on 11-5 because Eli's able to have a bounce back year and they have a very strong offense. That's my rationale behind it. The Cowboys get 6-10. It's not bad, but it's not brilliant. The Redskins get 2-14. I think they probably will actually manage better than that. This is just the way that I've somehow predicted it. The Rams get the best record across any of the teams in the NFL at 15-1, winning the division. The 49ers get 9-7 because I think Jimmy G is going to perform well for them, but this season he's not going to perform well enough. The Seahawks get 6-10 and the Cardinals get 3-13. So, going to predict the playoff matches now. So, the wildcard round. We've got Texans versus the Ravens for the first match. I think the Ravens, they're a good team, but I don't even know if Flacco will be the quarterback at that point. The replacement might be. So that might cause them to struggle when the Texans are looking like a strong team, so I'm going Texans win that game. The Patriots versus the Raiders. I think the Raiders are a young team, they're very strong, but Brady's still going to want one last playoff run. And I think, although I don't think Brady's the greatest of all time, but he's very good and he has a strong team around him, so he's going to be able to win that. Packers versus the Saints. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers is going to want to go on a hunt for a ring. He's going to be able to beat the Saints in that game. The Eagles versus the Giants. I think, like I said, Eli's going to be wanting to look for a ring, but the team isn't strong enough to get past the Eagles, because I just think the Eagles are a very well built team, and teams are going to struggle to beat them. So, for the divisional round, the Chargers versus the Patriots. Now, again, the Chargers are a good team, but I don't think they're as good as the Patriots. And Tom Brady is going to be after a ring. The Patriots are able to win that game. The Texans are looking like a very strong team, but the Jaguars look like an even better team, I think. So the Jaguars are able to win that. The NFC, the Eagles versus the Vikings. Now this was the championship game last year, so I think the Vikings are really going to want revenge for that game, and they're going to be able to beat the Eagles. Now the Rams versus the Packers. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers is hunting for a ring. He's going to want another ring, but I'm seeing the Rams as a bit of a super team this year, and the Rams are able to, the defence is able to shut down Aaron Rodgers, and then the Packers don't have much of a defence, so the Rams are able to win that game. Championship games. So the AFC Championship, same as last year. The Jags want revenge. The Jags are not losing to the Patriots again in the championship game 2 years in a row. The NFC, Vikings looking like a very strong team, but the Rams look like a better team. So I think the Rams are beating the Vikings and going to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl, Jags versus the Rams. Both very good teams. I've predicted them both having the best records in each of the conferences. So this would be a very good game to watch. I think it would be a defensive game, especially looking at the Jags defense. So, but I think the Rams are the better team, especially this is only the Jags' second year of being good, so the Rams are able to take away a ring. And this is how I see it finishing. Now, I'm looking at this bracket and I'm going to do it as if how I would ideally want it to go. So ideally I'd want the Raiders beating the Patriots, Chargers beating the Raiders, the Ravens beating the Texans, the Jags beating the Ravens, the Jags beating the Chargers, so the Jags go on to the Super Bowl, the Giants beating the Eagles, Giants beating the Vikings, the Packers beating the Saints, Packers beating Rams, Giants beating Packers, and then Giants beating Jaguars. But you know, Giants are nowhere near good enough for that to happen. So, you know, but that's just me going by heart. Anyway, I'm gonna finish it there because, you know, I predicted the Super Bowl, Rams versus Jags. We'll see how that turns out. I'm probably gonna do another prediction video for the rest of the season after the first 4 weeks have been played. I think each week I'm going to do a prediction video on how the week's going to go, but that's all for now. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.